Start our discussion on Cisco ASA Firewall. Sachin, please turn off your webcam. Sachin. Okay, everyone. If you have any questions, so you can unmute your mic. No problem. Let's focus on our topic. Okay, so our focus is on Cisco ASA Firewall, right? Everyone, please unmute your mic if you have any question,
Yes, sir.
any doubt, any discussion, so you can. So our discussion is on Cisco ASA Firewall. Today we will focus on the topic discussion. You can say what topic we can discuss in our complete training. So let me open the text file. Wait. So we can focus on these topics. This is what complete Cisco ASA Firewall course contained. Total training will take minimum 24 to 26 hours. 24 to 26 hours. What I can provide you from my side, I can provide you slides and notes. First, I can provide you recording of after every session. Next, I can provide you slides and notes. So we have a proper notes on every topic like security policy configuration, ASIL configuration, okay, interface configuration. We have a proper notes on every topic. Next, I can provide you software for lab setup. Okay, and I can also help you to set up the lab, no problem. So the minimum requirement to set up the lab, you need to have 8 GB RAM on your laptop. 8 GB. If you have 8 GB RAM, so you can set up your Cisco ASA Firewall lab. So now let's start our topic discussion today. Okay, now can you hear me? Douglas, Mustafa, Praveen, Sachin. We can focus now.
Yes.
We can focus now on our topic today. So these are the content, guys. These are the content on Cisco ASA Firewall. Let's focus on each and every topic. So the first topic is called basic configuration. Okay, so the first topic is called basic configuration. In basic configuration, we can focus on the first product family. Like we guys are familiar with the Cisco router and Cisco switches. So here I can tell you about the product family, like hardware model and hardware model. Like see, we have some product family in Cisco ASA Firewall. The series will start from 5500. 5500. Either you can go with the physical hardware device or you can go with the VM firewall box. Physical box is called ASA. It's called Adaptive Security Appliance, and VM firewall box is called ASA with a small v. If you have a ASA with a small v, it means it's a firewall. It's a complete Cisco ASA firewall. but this firewall box you can use in a virtualization environment. Like for example, you can use in a AWS environment, Azure environment, or VMware environment. You can use in virtualization scenario. You can go with the ASAV, but yes, we have a physical hardware box. It's called Cisco ASA. So first, we can focus on in basic configuration. We can focus on the product family, about all the series, which series we can use in a small organization, what series we have for a medium size of network, or which series we can use in a data center or in a virtualization scenario. We'll discuss in basic configuration. After that, you can go out to the interface configuration. Like other devices, yes, we can configure our interfaces like physical interface, logical interfaces, physical interface. Here we can discuss how to configure inside interface, how to configure outside DMZ. So remember always Cisco ASA firewall works with a concept is called security level. This is called what? Security level. If you talk about other vendor like Fortinet, Palo Alto, or Checkpoint, so they have their own concept. Like if you talk about Palo Alto and Checkpoint firewall box and Cisco firepower threat defense. So these firewall box they will work with the concept is called JBF. These are called zone based firewall. This is Checkpoint CCSA. So these are called what? Zone based firewall. If you talk about Fortinet is not a zone based firewall box. Cisco ASA works with the concept is called security level. So what is security level? Why we are creating? What is the use of security level? We'll discuss. And these are the part of interface configuration. So interface configuration, traffic flow through the firewall box, and security level. These are the topics. So you can focus on interface configuration, then you can focus on security level concept and how traffic is traveling through the Cisco ASA firewall box. How traffic is traveling, because here in Cisco ASA, we have a different concept. If you compare with the Fortinet and Palo Alto, we have a different concept. So how traffic is traveling through the firewall box, we can focus here. Now, the next topic is called remote management. So we can manage our Cisco ASA firewall. We can manage our Cisco ASA firewall with console, with CLI console. I can connect my console cable. For example, this is your box and this is your console port. So I can connect my console cable with this PC and I can manage the CLI option, right? I have another option. What I can do, this is your management port, for example, management port. So you can connect your management PC, you can say, with your management port. You can configure IP address here, for example, 192.168.10.1. Same series of IP you can configure here, 192.168.10.10. And you can access this Cisco AS. You can manage this Cisco ASA firewall box with graphical page. But here I'm talking about telnet and SSH. So in case if I want to manage this ASA firewall box with CLI option, but the CLI option I want to go with the remote management. Just telnet and SSH, these are what? These are the remote management concept. So in case if you want to manage your Cisco ASA with telnet and SSH, you can do this. So remember always we can manage our Cisco ASA with graphical page or we can manage with the CLI. I will tell you the both option. How to access with the graphical page or how to work with the CLI option. After basic configuration, this is what basic configuration you can say. So after remote management, these topics are called basic These topics are related with the basic configuration. Douglas, Mustafa, Parveen, Sachin. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, after basic configuration, we can focus on routing. Why routing is important on every firewall box? It's not important, okay? You can use this option. For routing, yes, we have a dedicated device. It's called router. On router, we can configure routing feature. We can use our routing feature, but here is an option. in case if you want to connect your firewall box with internet, or if you want to connect your firewall box with another firewall box, so you require what? You require routing. So we can configure, we can focus on here route. If you talk about routing concept, so we can focus on static routing. So here I'm not telling you the storyline. Okay, what is static routing? What is default routing? Okay, I'm not telling you the what is static and default or dynamic. In dynamic routing, what we have protocols. It's called RIP protocol, EIGRP, and OSPF. So I can tell you static, default, and dynamic routing configuration on Cisco ASA Firewall. Why? Because if you want to allow traffic from one network to another network, you need to configure routing. So yes, you like other firewall box, like other vendor, you can configure routing concept. Now, here we are trying to configure ACL. This is called packet filtering firewall. This is called packet filtering firewall technique. This ACL concept you can configure on Cisco router, right? On Cisco switches, no problem. So on Cisco ASA firewall, you can configure same ACL concept. Concept is same. If you guys remember ACL, so ACL access control list, ACL, remember? Standard ACL, extended ACL, we can configure on Cisco router to filter our traffic. In standard ACL, it's based on source network, and in extended access list, what we can define? We can define source IP, destination IP, service, and protocol. So the story is same, concept is same. Here I'm telling you how to configure ACL on Cisco ASA firewall to filter our traffic. Now, after ACL implementation, we can go on to the NAT topic. NAT is important and common topic for any next generation firewall, or for any firewall or router, you can say. NAT we are using for translation. If you guys remember, NAT we are using for translation. We can translate from one IP to another IP, or you can translate from public to private or private to public. Remember from CCNA classes, Mustafa, Sachin, Praveen, Douglas?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So guys, same NAT concept I can configure on Cisco ASA firewall. Cisco ASA firewall. See, if you guys remember, in CCNA, so we have three type of NAT. Is called static NAT. Second is called dynamic NAT. Dynamic NAT option, and third option is called PAT. It's called PAT, port address translation. Port address translation. So in CCNA, we all know these concepts. But in firewall, in Cisco ASA firewall, if you talk about NAT, so we can focus on two type of NAT implementation. Is called source NAT and destination NAT concept. What is source NAT and destination NAT? What is the scenario to use source NAT and destination NAT? We will focus. Okay, we will discuss. What is the scenario for source NAT? What is the scenario for destination NAT? In source NAT, we can focus on same static NAT, dynamic NAT, and PAT concept. And we have a separate discussion on destination NAT implementation. So NAT is an important topic. NAT translation. Now, here in Cisco ASA firewall, we have a separate concept of object group. Object group. It's not an object. It's a separate concept, object group. This object group concept, you can say it's called advanced ACL. Advanced ACL concept. So how to configure object group? We'll discuss. But right now I'm telling you, object group is called advanced ACL implementation. Now the next topic, like other devices, yes, we can configure next generation IP. Next generation IP address is called IP version 6. IP version 6. How to configure IP address on any interface, or in case if you want to configure routing concept, routing implementation, if you want to go on Cisco ASA firewall, yes, you can use next generation IP on Cisco ASA. So what I can tell you into this topic, I can tell you how to configure IP address. You can say IPv6 address configuration. And second, I can tell you IPv6 routing. And if you want to learn how to implement ACL, so yes, IPv6 ACL, you can go with the IPv6 ACL concept. Okay, so next topic we can focus on transparent firewall. Transparent firewall. So remember, always we can use our firewall device in two mode. Either you can go with the L3 mode firewall device, or you can go with the L2 mode firewall. L3 mode firewall box is called NAT mode firewall. You can say NAT mode firewall. And L2 firewall box is called what? Transparent firewall. Transparent firewall. So why we required layer 2 firewall box? Because on layer 3 we can configure, see, on layer 3 firewall box we can configure routing. For example, this firewall device is acting as a L3 box. For example, it's a L3 firewall box. In case, then onto this firewall box we can configure IP address onto these interfaces, because these interfaces are acting as a layer 3. So we can configure IP address here. We can configure routing concept, NAT and VPN, because it's a L3 firewall box. So we can configure routing, NAT and VPN. And it's a firewall. So yes, we can use firewall feature, no problem. It's L3 firewall box. Now, what about L2 firewall box? In case if I'm using this firewall box as a L2 firewall box, in case if I'm using my firewall box as a layer 2 firewall box, this device is acting as a layer 2. So we cannot configure IP address here, because these interfaces are acting as a layer 2 interfaces. So we cannot configure IP address here. It's not a switch port, okay? It's a layer 2 interface. We cannot configure. It's not a switch port. And onto this box, we cannot configure routing. No, we cannot configure NAT. No, VPN. No. So the point is, in this scenario, we can use our firewall box as a layer 2. As a layer 2 firewall box, because with layer 3 firewall device, we have a lots of features. Layer 3 box, we can connect with the internet. On layer 3 box, we can configure routing concept, right? VPN concept, translation we can do with layer 3 box, but we have a lots of limitation with layer 2 firewall. So the point is, in this scenario, we can use our firewall box as a layer 2. So we will discuss, because we have a dedicated module, transparent firewall. First, we can focus on basic initialization, how layer 2 firewall will work, why it's required, what is the difference between L3 and L2, we'll discuss. Then we can focus on access policy. In case if I want to allow traffic, in Cisco ASA firewall, if I want to allow traffic from one interface to another interface, one network to another network. So yes, we need to configure access policy. On L3 firewall box, you can say ACL concept. On transparent firewall box, you can say access policy. Both are same. Both are the same. On transparent firewall box, you can say access policy. On L3 firewall box, you can say ACL concept. Now the next topic is called ether type ACL. Let me show you it. Any problem, Mustafa, Douglas, Sachin, Praveen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, wait. Okay, so next topic in transparent firewall box is called ether type ACL. Ether type ACL. Remember always, ether type ACL you can configure on transparent firewall only. Transparent firewall. So what is ether type ACL? We'll discuss. Okay, when we will go on to the transparent firewall box topic. So yes, I can tell you what is ether type ACL. But yes, we can implement ether type ACL on transparent firewall. The next concept we can focus on, it's called redundancy. Into this module, we can focus on interface level redundancy. Here we have a two topic, redundant interface and port channel concept. So how to configure port channel? Port channel, it's a common topic. Port channel and redundant interface, it's a common topic on any firewall box. On any firewall box. If you guys remember in routing and switching, in CCNA routing and switching, so remember ether type, remember not ether type, remember ether channel. Ether channel concept. We have two type of ether channel. You can configure L3 ether channel, or you can go with the L2 ether channel. So yes, you can configure here. See, on Cisco ASA, this concept is called port channel. On Cisco ASA, you can see it's a port channel concept. So same concept you can configure on Cisco ASA firewall. You can aggregate the bandwidth of link, and you can create a single logical instance. It's called port channel, or you can say it's called ether channel concept. We have another option is called a redundant interface. So what is the difference? What is the use of a redundant interface, and what is the difference between these two interfaces? We will focus in our topic. But yes, we have two topic is called in interface level redundancy. The next concept, we can focus on virtual firewall. We can divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box in case if you require it. Again, it's a common topic. Again, it's a common topic. If you check in Fortinet, this is called VDOM concept. If you go into Palo Alto, this is called virtual system. You can divide your single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. In Cisco ASA, this concept is known as virtual firewall, or you can say security context. So for example, I have a single firewall box. This is my single firewall box, and this box is connected with LAN side. This is a switch, and in my LAN side, I have multiple department, for example, multiple department. For example, marketing department, sales department, and HR department. So I have multiple department in LAN side. Now let's take example. Let's talk about a scenario. In case if I want to configure different type of security policy, NAT policy, VPN configuration on marketing, and different type of NAT, VPN, and routing configuration for sales. Or you can say my requirement is what for marketing and for sales, I want dedicated L3 firewall box, but for HR department, I'm looking for layer 2 firewall. This is the scenario. So what you can do into this task, into the scenario, you required a separate dedicated box, like for marketing, for sales, for HR, because requirement is different. For HR, I need a dedicated L2 firewall box. So in that case, what we can do, we need a separate box. So right now we have three departments. So we require 3 physical boxes. If you are going with the 3 physical boxes, 3 physical devices, then the cost is very high. Then what we can do? We can purchase a single big box, and with the help of license, we can divide our single Cisco ASA firewall into multiple virtual firewall. This concept is called virtual firewall, or you can say security context. So we can divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. For example, this is called your marketing firewall box, sales, and HR. And these interfaces, these are the interfaces. These interfaces are called resources. These are called resources. So first I can divide my single firewall box into multiple firewall box. It means I'm dividing in three contexts, marketing context, sales context, HR context. And these are the interfaces. For example, port number 1, port number 2, port number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now this time, marketing traffic is traveling via marketing firewall box. Sales traffic is traveling via sales firewall box, and HR traffic is traveling via HR firewall box. So how to work with security context? Okay, how to install a license on Cisco ASA firewall box? How to divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box? How to assign interfaces? We'll discuss in detail. Okay, we have a proper lab. So what we have? Security context. Now, failover concept, it's a common, again, like virtual firewall box, failover is a common topic. In Palo Alto, you can say high availability. In Fortinet, you can say high availability. In Cisco, you can say failover concept. In checkpoint firewall box, you can say clustering. So why we require failover concept? For example, I have a Cisco ASA firewall. This is firewall box. And this firewall box is connected with a switch with LAN, you can say, and another connectivity with internet side. This is ISP portion. Now, into this topology, everything is working fine. I have a single firewall box, and for example, this is fast Ethernet 0/0. This is fast Ethernet 0/1. I have an IP address onto this port 192.168.10.1, for example, 10.1.23.1. Now, as per our configuration, I told you everything is working fine. It means we have a routing here, NAT, VPN, ACL, everything is working fine. It means you can say traffic is traveling via this Cisco ASA firewall box. No problem. But into the scenario, you can see, guys, we have a single firewall box, right? Sachin, Praveen, Mustafa, Douglas. Into this scenario, to this topology, we have a single Cisco ASA firewall box. There is no any backup. There is no any backup. In case if this box down, if this complete box down, then your inside users, inside IP address, they cannot go onto the internet site. They cannot access internet services. So in that case, what we can do? In that case, we can add one more firewall. We can add one more firewall into this topology. Second firewall box, Douglas, I'm adding for high availability, you can say, or for failover concept. Second firewall box. This is called your firewall box 1, everyone. Firewall box 2. Now I need to change my topology. So here I have a switch number 2. Switch number 2. This is called switch number 1. We have a high availability link. In case if you are working with Cisco ASA firewall box, so you require a single failover link. In Palo Alto, we require 2 separate high availability link. This is called HA. HA link, high availability link. In Cisco ASA, we require single failover link. In Palo Alto, you require two link, control link, data link. In Fortinet, you require single failover link. So it's dependent upon, vendor. In Cisco ASA, we required single failover link in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2. What is the use of this HA link? So right now I'm giving you the basic idea. See, through HA link, firewall box 1, he's sending a keep alive message, you can say, or hello packet information, you can say, or HA status information. Firewall box 1 is sending a keep alive message to firewall box 2. Hello, I'm active. I'm active, because if you talk about failover concept, we have two mode. Either you can go with the active standby mode, or you can go with the active. We'll do both lab. No problem. What about active standby? This is mode. So in active standby, one device is acting as an active box, and your second firewall box is acting as a passive, you can say, or standby firewall box. All the traffic is traveling via this active box. This is called forwarded firewall box, you can say. So traffic is traveling via this active box. In case if active box down, then this standby box will become active. And now automatically traffic is traveling via this firewall box automatically. So this is a mode, okay? Active standby is a mode, okay? It means one firewall box you can utilize one firewall box, and next firewall box into this failover concept, it's acting as a standby. It's acting as a backup firewall box. So in active standby, you can only utilize one firewall box. Rest of the firewall box, they are acting as a standby. But in case if you want to utilize both the firewall box, for example, I have firewall box 1, firewall box 2, so I want to utilize both the firewall box. So I can go with the active. Such in this lab is called active with security context. Mustafa, Praveen, Douglas, Sachin.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
What we have, we can focus on active failover, but this active is complete name is what? Active failover with security context, with multi-context. So in active, what you can do, see, for example, right now I'm giving you the basic idea, okay? This is not a practical. So now this is your box 1. This is your box 2. So I'm talking about active. So in active, wait, this is a switch. Okay, so first, if you guys remember in security context discussion, we can divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. So for example, I'm trying to divide my single firewall box into marketing, sales. Now we can add a cable, wait. Let's focus on to this box, this Cisco ASA firewall box. So in active failover concept, you can utilize both the firewall box. How you can utilize? So into this topology, what we have 2 firewall box. And in each firewall box, we have security context, marketing and sales. So this is box 1, this is box 2. On box 1, marketing firewall box is acting as an active, and this sales firewall box is acting as a standby, or you can say passive firewall box. And onto box 2, marketing firewall box is acting as a standby or passive, you can say, on this, and this sales firewall box is acting as an active. Clear my point? So you can see in LAN side what we have: marketing department and what? Sales department. So all marketing traffic. So for marketing, this box is acting as a active, and for sales, this box is acting as a active. Clear now my point?
Yes, sir.
In case if this complete box is down, in case, no problem, the sales is active, and now this box is down, so this passive box, this marketing passive box will become active. So marketing traffic is traveling via marketing, and sales traffic is traveling via sales. So you can go with the active failover concept, but this is called active with multi-context or with security context. We'll discuss in detail, okay, what is the requirement, how to configure it. We can configure, no problem. But right now, I'm giving you the basic idea. Now, deep packet inspection. Cisco ASA firewall box is not a next generation firewall. Remember always, if we talk about next generation firewall, so in Cisco, yes, we have a separate device. It's called Cisco FTD. It's called Cisco FTD, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. This is called what? Cisco next generation firewall. Right now, this training is what? Cisco ASA. So in case in future, if you want to learn Cisco FTD, Cisco next generation firewall box, so you need to learn first Cisco ASA, because Cisco FTD, it's a combination of Cisco ASA firewall and firepower feature. Okay, firepower. It's a combination of ASA and firepower. That's why to start FTD, you need to learn first Cisco ASA firewall. Okay, so deep packet inspection. Deep packet inspection we can do on Cisco ASA firewall. This is called a deep inspection. But it's not like a next generation firewall feature. If you think about, remember in Palo Alto, Sachin, Mustafa, you are in Fortinet batch. Remember in Fortinet, our firewall box, our next generation firewall box can detect application, right? Can detect application,
Yes,
and
sir.
we can take action. For example, if I want to block Facebook application, I want to block LinkedIn application, I can do with next generation firewall, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sachin, Douglas,
Yes, sir.
Praveen. So guys, if you talk about next generation firewall box, like Palo Alto, like Checkpoint firewall box, like Fortinet, okay, so Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. So these firewall box are called next generation firewall. So you can deeply inspect your traffic, your data payload. Okay, if someone trying to download malicious file, your next generation firewall can detect and can take action. But Cisco ASA is not a next generation firewall. This is called second generation firewall. But onto the Cisco ASA firewall, we can do our deep inspection. In Cisco ASA, this is called modular for policy framework. In short, you can say MPF concept. So this firewall box cannot detect application, cannot detect malicious information, but yes, this firewall box can also do deep packet inspections. What is deep packet inspection concept? We can discuss here, because we have a topic, understand the deep packet inspection concept, why it's required, why we are configuring. And now we can discuss about the global policy. Here we have a default global policy for deep packet inspection, default one. But in case if you want to create your own custom policy, you want to configure your own custom policy for deep packet inspection. So yes, we can focus here, configure a custom policy. Clear now my point, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Praveen, any problem? Praveen?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Now, see, these options, these topics, we can configure with the CLI. Routing configuration, NAT configuration, of ACL configuration, VPN configuration, all the configuration we will do through the CLI option. But in case, if you want to configure, if you want to manage your complete Cisco ASA firewall box with GUI, so yes, I can show you how to configure our Cisco ASA firewall with graphical page. Like how to configure interface, NAT, ACL, VPN configuration, high availability configuration. I can show you how to configure with the graphical page. We have a separate topic, how to access Cisco ASA firewall box with GUI. Now, last module we can discuss in Cisco ASA is called VPN implementation. Again, like NAT concept, VPN is a common topic. So first I can tell you what is VPN, why it's required. What is the feature? What is the feature to use a VPN concept? It's called virtual private network. After that, if you talk about implementation, so yes, we can focus on IPsec VPN and SSL VPN. In IPsec, we can focus on site. We can focus on site to site VPN. It's called, you can connect multiple branch office. For example, I have a branch office A, branch office B, and I want to connect these branch office in a secure manner because these are connected with through this untrusted network, you can say, or they are connected through this public network, you can say, or through ISP. So this network is called untrusted network. In case if you want to connect these two branch office over this public network in a secure manner, so yes, you can go with the site-to-site VPN implementation. This is called branch-to-branch connectivity. For site-to-site connectivity, you can go with the IPsec. But yes, we have another kind of VPN. It's called what? Remote access VPN. In remote access VPN, a home user, you can say, or a remote user, you can say, he has a simple Wi-Fi modem at his home. He has an internet connectivity. And now this home user or this remote user, he's trying to access company private resources. For example, onto this LAN side, you can say, we have multiple servers like FTP, SMTP, web server, DNS server. So in case if this outside PC, this remote user, he has simple Wi-Fi modem. Okay, you can say he has a connectivity only with public network. Over this public network, he's trying to access company private resources. So he need to establish a connection first with his laptop. He need to establish a connection first. And once this connection will establish in between his laptop and this Cisco ASA firewall box, this connection is called what? Remote access VPN connection. Once this connection will establish, then yes, he is allowed. He can access company private resources. Now this complete traffic is secured, you can say, or fully encrypted. So we'll discuss in detail, okay, what is remote access VPN concept? What is site-to-site VPN? What is IPsec? What is phase 1? What is phase 1? What is phase 2? What is phase 2? Phase 1 and phase 2. So to configure remote access VPN, either you can go with the IPsec or you can go with the SSL VPN option. So our focus is on SSL VPN. SSL VPN. In SSL VPN, we can discuss client-less SSL VPN, and next one is called full client. In full client, you can use a VPN application. It's called Cisco AnyConnect. In Fortinet, we have a 40 client. In Palo Alto, you can go with the Global Protect. In Cisco, you can go with the full client option. So here I can show you Cisco AnyConnect option. Douglas, any question? Clear?
Yes, sir.
This Cisco
Sachin?
Meraki is also part of
Yes, Mustafa?
Cisco Meraki.
No, Cisco Meraki is a different concept.
Different?
It's a different technology,
Mm-hmm.
Mustafa. You can go with the separate training for Cisco Meraki.
Okay,
It's a separate device.
Separate device, yeah.
Okay, so guys, this is called a topic discussion today. And we can start our topic from tomorrow, not tomorrow. Okay, our session is in between Monday to Thursday. And timing is what? 8:30 to 9:30. So please be on time. We can start at 8:30 to 9:30, and session is Monday to Thursday. So now today is Thursday, so I think today is Thursday. Yes, so we can start our topic now on Monday again. Monday now. We can focus on our first topic. It's called basic configuration. Okay, everyone. Douglas, Mustafa, Sachin, Praveen,
sir.
please share your email ID in group. so that I can share the recording, today's session recording and slides, notes and software.
Okay.
Okay, everyone.
Yes.
Okay,
So
sir.
let's continue. Let's start our first topic on Monday now. Bye, everyone. Take care, guys.
Bye,
You
sir.
too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye. So remember our previous discussion on topic, what we can discuss in our complete training, the topic discussion. Remember, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today we can start our day one session on firewall device. Okay, so please help me. Everyone, please help me. What do you think about firewall device? Can anyone help me? What do you think about firewall? Mustafa, Chin, Rohan, Praveen. What do you think about firewall, everyone?
You control the traffic incoming and outgoing.
It's control the traffic incoming out. Okay.
To protect our internet services or LAN services.
Internet services, LAN services. Okay, okay. Rohan, what is firewall?
तो बेसिकली फायरवॉल अनवांटेड ट्रैफिक को फिल्टर करेगा और
Okay.
बेस्ड ऑन आपका जो रूल है बेस्ड ऑन दैट वो इधर उसको अलाउ करेगा या फिर डिनाई कर देगा ट्रैफिक को.
Okay. So firewall is what? Firewall is a box, right? Firewall is a system, you can say. And firewall is a common word. It's a common word for any vendor. Right now we are talking about Cisco ASA firewall box, but yes, in market we have multiple firewall vendor. So what is firewall? Firewall is a system, you can say, or group of system that manage access between networks. What is between network? It means LAN network, WAN network, and DMZ. What is DMZ? Can anyone help me? What is DMZ network? Because LAN is what? LAN is a private network, our LAN portion, and WAN is what? Public side, public network. What is DMZ?
सब बेसिकली हम लोग एक अलग से जोन बनाते हैं डीएमजी जोन एंड वहां पे हम लोग हमारे जो सर्वर्स है उनको होस्ट करते हैं सो दैट ट्रैफिक जो बाहर से जो आएगा वो डीएमजी की तरफ जाएगा इंस्टेड ऑफ इनसाइड नेटवर्क. तो अगर अटैक हो जाता है तो वो डीएमजेड जोन ही इम्पैक्टेड रहेगा एंड आपका इनसाइड जो नेटवर्क रहेगा वो सेफ हो जाएगा.
Perfect. Mustafa, clear? Sachin, Praveen?
Yes.
What is DMZ?
Yes.
What is DMZ network? See, if you want to allow some server for your outside users, so what you can do, you can put all your server into a separate zone. It's called DMZ zone. Okay, you can put all your servers, like for example, here is your firewall device. This is your LAN network, LAN portion, and this side is called what? Public portion. So this is your LAN side, this is your WAN side. Now, if I'm trying to put all my servers in my LAN network, for example, if I'm trying to put all my servers, like for example, web server, SMTP server, DNS server, FTP server, and some company confidential servers. For example, if I have only two network, if I have only two zone, you can say two network, LAN network and WAN network. Okay, so I need to allow some traffic from outside because see, for example, these outside machine, they can access this web server, for example, or they can access this FTP server, for example. So to allow our traffic through the firewall box, what we can do, we can configure our policy. we can configure our firewall policy. So as per our firewall policy, what I can do, I can define any source is coming from outside and trying to access this web server. Yes, they can access, they can hit onto this web server and they can use service or protocol. In policy, you can define your source IP, your destination IP, your service and protocol, right? Like ACL, remember ACL concept? ACL concept in router. In ACL, you can define your source IP address, your destination IP address, your service and protocol information. So as per your configuration, as per your policy configuration, traffic is coming from outside and it's trying to hit onto this web server, because as per your configuration, anyone can hit on web server onto this particular IP address. So as per your configuration, traffic is coming from untrusted network and trying to go on your trusted network. Problem is what? Problem is traffic is coming from outside. Traffic is coming from untrusted network. So it may be compromised by some attacker or hacker, because traffic is not initiated from the LAN side. Traffic is initiated from the outside, initiated from the untrusted network. So if traffic is coming from outside, maybe this traffic is trying to compromise your other devices. Maybe he can try. So that's why what we can do, we can put all these servers, for example, web server, or we can put all these servers in a separate zone. These servers, because these servers I want to allow for my outside users. So I can put all these servers in a separate zone. It's called DMZ zone. Here we have a switch and multiple servers, for example, web server, FTP server, SMTP server, and DNS server. So this time I can create a policy here. If any traffic is going to hit onto this firewall WAN interface, as per your configuration, your firewall will redirect this traffic onto this DMZ site. So this untrusted network traffic is not coming in your LAN site. So your LAN network is secured. So these servers I want to allow for my public site or public user. That's why we are creating a separate zone. It's called DMZ. So what we have LAN zone, WAN network, and DMZ. It's called demilitarized zone. Clear now?
Yes.
Clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so now, so what is firewall exactly? Firewall, it's just like a router. If you guys remember router device. So on router, what we can do, we can configure routing option. We can configure NAT. We can configure ACL option. ACL is what? Access control list. So routing feature, NAT, ACL, these options we can configure on router. Same option you can configure on firewall. So firewall is what? Firewall is same. Firewall is just like a router. But in firewall, we have some advanced feature. We have some other feature, you can say, to filter your traffic. But firewall is just like a router. If you talk about firewall technique, so I'm talking about a common technique, which is used by any firewall vendor. For example, first technique is called packet filtering. Packet filtering technique. This is a common topic, everyone. If you go with the Cisco ASA firewall box, this is called ACL concept. Access control list, it's called packet filtering firewall method. Clear my point? Packet filtering firewall method. Now, if you go with the PALO ALTO, so this is called security policy. If you go with the Fortinet firewall box, this is called firewall policy. If you go with the FTD, it's called access policy. If you go with the checkpoint firewall box, it's called access control policy. So they all are the same. They all are what? Packet filtering technique. But in each vendor, we can do some extra configuration. But what is packet filtering? We can filter our traffic based on source IP, destination IP, service, and protocol. So this is the common concept. Mustafa, Praveen, Rohan, Sachin. This is the common concept which is used by any vendor. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next concept, next feature, if you talk about in firewall, it's called stateful firewall feature. Stateful firewall device. What is a stateful firewall device? What is stateful firewall technique, you can say, or what is a stateful firewall inspection? This inspection is used by any vendor. If you go on PALO, ALTO, Fortinet, Checkpoint, FTD, Cisco, ASA, these are what? These are the stateful device. Router is a stateless device. Firewall is a stateful device. So what is stateful firewall means? What is stateful firewall technique? Stateful firewall technique. So let's discuss with the scenario. See, for example, here I have a firewall device. Guys, we are working with Cisco ASA. Our focus is on Cisco ASA firewall. So this ASA is connected. For example, this ASA is connected with your LAN portion. In your LAN side, you have computers. For example, 192, 168, 10.10, 10.11, and on WAN side, what we have ISP portion. Okay, so we are working with Cisco ASA. Remember, always Cisco ASA always works with a concept is called security level. Cisco ASA always works with a concept is called security level. If you talk about Palo Alto, if you talk about FTD, if you talk about checkpoint firewall box, so they all are working with a concept is called JBF, zone based firewall. But Cisco ASA, FTD is what? It's a Cisco firewall box, but it's using this technique. It's working with this technique is called JBF, zone based firewall. If we talk about Cisco ASA works with security level concept. Okay, so what is security level? See, remember always security level range in between 0 to 100. Okay, and on Cisco ASA, we have some predefined keyword. For example, this is your fast Ethernet 0/0. This is your fast Ethernet 0/1. Now onto this interface, if you are using a predefined keyword, in case if you are using predefined keyword is called inside, INSIDE. If you are using this predefined keyword is called inside, so automatically this interface will get a security level 100. It's a higher number. In case if you go on to this interface, it's called 0/1, 0/1. And onto this interface, if you are using a keyword is called outside or any name. Okay, this is inside is a predefined, everyone. Inside keyword is a predefined keyword. Predefined. If you go on to any interface and if you type this inside, the interface will get automatically 100. Interface will get a security level 100. Onto this interface on 0/1, I'm using any other keyword like your name, my name, or outside, for example. So automatically this interface will get a security level 0. Security level 0. And now remember always by default traffic is allowed. By default traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. On Cisco ASA firewall, no need to configure any firewall policy. Mustafa, Praveen, Rohan, Sachin, no need to configure any rule, everyone. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
No need to configure any policy. Okay, by default, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. By default. No need to configure any rules. Now, why we are creating this topology, this scenario? Because we are trying to discuss what is a stateful firewall technique. What is stateful firewall technique? So see, so this inside machine, for example, this inside machine is trying to access this outside server, for example, 8.8.8.8. So this traffic is going to hit onto this firewall device, onto this interface. So when Cisco ASA firewall box will receive a packet, so it will verify the traffic direction. So traffic is coming from higher security level and trying to go on to the lower security level. So I told you, as per default option, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. No need to configure any security policy or firewall policy. No. Traffic is allowed. So now, as per default configuration, traffic is traveling now through the firewall box. Traffic is traveling. And now when traffic is traveling through the firewall box, then firewall will maintain the state of connection. If traffic is traveling through appliance, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in a table, and this table is called state table. This table is called state table. What it maintain in a state table, it will maintain source IP, source port number, destination IP, destination port number. So as per direction, as per our discussion, source IP address is what? Can anyone help me? What is source IP address?
192.168.10.10.
Yes, source IP address is 192.168.10.10, right? Source port number, let's take a random port number, for example, 52,000. Destination IP is 8.8.8. And what is destination port number? So let's take example, he's trying to access port number 23, for example.
Okay.
23, for example. So traffic is traveling and firewall is maintaining this state of connection in a table. It's called state table, or you can say connection table. Connection table. Now traffic is traveling. Now what about reply packet? Everyone, what about reply packet? If reply packet is coming and going to hit onto this interface, because 8.8.8 will give the reply. So if reply packet is going to hit onto this interface, you can see, guys, onto this interface, we have a security level what? 0, right?
Zero.
We have a security level 0. And I told you, traffic is only allowed from higher security level to lower security level. If traffic is trying to travel lower to higher, everything is denied. Praveen, everything is denied. If traffic is traveling from lower security level to higher security level, it's a denial by default. Everything is denied. So now this time, see, if this reply packet is going to hit onto this firewall box, then see, as per our discussion, if traffic is coming from lower security level and trying to go on to the higher security level, it's a denial. Everything is what? Denial. Denial. Now, see, so if traffic is going to hit onto this firewall box, firewall will check, is this traffic is part of my any existing connection? Firewall will verify. If traffic is going to hit onto the interface, firewall will verify, is this traffic is a part of my any existing connection? So it will check the information into the connection table, into state table. And in state table, your firewall can verify, okay, this packet is coming from 8.8.8. Perfect. I have an entry. Okay, this reply packet destination port number 23 and reply packet is for 192.168.10.10. Okay. This traffic was initiated from the inside network, and this is just a reply packet. It's not initiated from the outside. So firewall will check, okay, I have this information. I have information in my connection table, in my state table. This traffic was initiated from the inside. So now firewall will allow this traffic. Clear my point, Mustafa, Praveen, Rohan, Sachin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is called what? This technique is called stateful firewall technique. This technique is called stateful firewall technique. If traffic is traveling through the appliance, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in connection table and then forward traffic to the outside. When reply packet will come, firewall will verify reply packet information into the connection table and state table. If it is available, allow. It's allow, otherwise it's deny. So this technique is called stateful firewall technique. I hope it's clear. Now,
Sir, I want to ask one question there.
yes.
For the forward traffic, that policy is not required. For the reverse traffic, that policy will required or not?
See, for reverse traffic, no, not required, because see, Sachin, if traffic is traveling through the appliance, then firewall will maintain the state of connection.
Okay.
Okay. So as per connection table, firewall will verify, okay, this is the reply packet. This traffic is not initiated from the outside.
Okay.
In case, for example, into this topology, in case if this outside machine is trying to access inside, trying to go on inside network. So you can see this traffic is initiated from the outside.
Yes.
This traffic is initiated from the lower
Outside.
security level and trying to go on
Higher security level.
So everything is denied. So traffic is not traveling, and if traffic is not traveling, firewall is not going to maintain any state of connection. Clear, Sachin?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
now let's talk about everyone. Let's talk about some product family in Cisco ASA, because we guys are familiar with the Cisco router and Cisco switches. In firewall, okay, so let's talk about ASA model, okay, or ASA devices. So the range start with the 555500. Like if you go in Cisco router, so we have 2800 series router, okay, right, 4500 series router. Same if you go into the Cisco ASA firewall box, the range will start from 55 series. So 5505, if you have Cisco ASA 5505, so this firewall you can use in a small office or in a branch office. Okay, if you have any firewall box with X feature, any firewall box, for example, what I have 5506-X. What does X means? If you have any firewall box with X, it means this is a complete ASA firewall box with firepower feature. Firepower feature with firepower. What is firepower technology? It's a separate thing. In Cisco, this is called NG-IPS. NG-IPS, next generation intrusion prevention system. It's a separate box. In Cisco, this is called Cisco Firepower, you can say, or NG-IPS. So my point is what? If you have any firewall box with X name, it means you have a Cisco ASA firewall box with firepower feature. So you can use ASA feature and firepower feature. Okay, in case if you are going with the higher requirement, so yes, you can go with the 5520. This series of the firewall box you can use in a medium-sized network or internet edge security appliance. You can go for the higher series for large deployment. In case if you are working in data center or in a large enterprises network, so you can go with the 5585X. See, Cisco will provide you ASA box as a physical box, and as a VM firewall box also, like other vendor. If you have only ASA, this is your physical device. If you have ASA with a small v, it means it's a complete Cisco ASA firewall. But this firewall box you can use only in a virtualization scenario, like you can use in an AWS, Azure scenario, okay, or VMware scenario. So it's a complete firewall box, everyone. But this is what this firewall box you can use in a virtualization scenario. ASA means what? It's a complete physical box. Clear now my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
हाँ सर
okay, let's start ASA first. Okay, wait. Okay, everyone, can you hear me? So I have a small topology. I have one Cisco ASA firewall box, and this is your inside router or inside PC, you can say. So I'm trying to start this Cisco ASA. Please wait, this will take time. Okay, can you hear me, everyone? So
Yes,
this is
sir.
Cisco ASA Firewall Box console page. Okay, this is console page. Now you can type here enable command because it's a Cisco device, so you can use same command enable. So this is your user exec mode. You can say this is your privilege mode. So you can type enable. You can press enter. It's asking for password, but there is no password. You can press enter. Now you can use first. This command is called show version command. Why? Because I want to verify OS version. I want to verify hardware information. I want to verify license information. So yes, you can go with this command. It's called show version. So we are working with Cisco ASA. ASA is called Adaptive Security Appliance, ASA. We are working with 9.x operating system. And you can see hardware information. We are working with ASA 5520, RAM information, CPU information. We have 4 interfaces here, 4 interfaces. And now let's verify license feature, license information. So onto this image, we have license for every practical, license for every practical. For example, see, for failover, we have active license. Security context, it means we can divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. So yes, we can we have a license for 20 virtual context. So I can divide the single firewall box into 20 virtual firewall box. So for everything, we have a proper license, no problem. You can do this practical. See, for VPN, yes, we have a DES and triple DES option. So we have a license info, it's enable. Now, next command you can use is called show firewall. Show firewall box will give you the idea about the firewall mode. Remember, guys, I told you we can use our firewall box in 2 modes. Either we can use our firewall box as a layer 3 or as a layer 2 firewall. Remember, everyone? Layer 2
Yes, sir.
or layer 3. So right now the mode of this firewall box is router mode, or you can say NAT mode, or you can say L3 firewall box. Now let's type a command here, show mode. Show mode. So security context mode. Security context mode. Right now this firewall box is acting as a single box. That's why security context mode is a single. It's a single. If you take the mode, so the mode is called multiple. So right now I'm not talking about security context because we have a separate topic to discuss about security context or about virtual firewall technique. But yes, this device security context mode is single. So right now this box is acting as a single box. Now show IP interface brief we can use to verify our IP address information. If you press enter, see, we are getting a message. So here is a difference. Okay, here we can use show interface IP brief on Cisco ASA. Show interface IP brief. You can press enter, and you can see these information. These interfaces are available: Ethernet 0 to Ethernet 3. Now let's go into the global configuration mode. Global configuration mode, we can change host name. For example, ASA1. ASA1. Now, in case if I'm trying to configure IP address, for example, onto this interface, onto this Ethernet 0, onto this Ethernet 0, onto this interface. In case if I'm trying to configure, see, as per our topology, I'm trying to configure 200 network. So let's go into the interface Ethernet 0. Interface Ethernet 0. Here I can use a command, is called nameif command, because you need to define the predefined keyword. Remember, inside keyword, or you can use any other keyword. So now this into this interface, into this Ethernet 0, I'm using inside keyword, and inside is a predefined keyword. If you guys remember, I told you. So with nameif command, you can give a name inside. If you press enter, you are getting a message you are getting a message security level for inside set to 100 by default. So automatically this interface will get a security level 100. Now you can configure your IP address, for example, 200.200.1 mask, no shutdown. Now show interface IP brief. Now you can verify your IP address information onto this interface. IP address information onto this interface. See, in case if I'm trying to configure Ethernet 1, for example, Ethernet 1 is connected to WAN side. So interface Ethernet 1, name if outside. So this time I'm not using my predefined keyword. In case if I'm trying to use inside here, in case, for example, because I'm already using inside on Ethernet 0. Mustafa, Praveen, Rohan, Sachin. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
If I'm trying to use this inside keyword again on any other interface, you can see I cannot because it's assigned on interface Ethernet 0. So now you cannot use this inside keyword again on any other interface. So here I'm using what? Name if outside. So if you go with the outside keyword, automatically this interface will get a security level 0. Automatically this interface will get a security level 0. Now IP address, for example, let's configure IP address 10.10.10.10 mask, no shutdown, exit. So what we have interface, show interface IP brief. Okay, for example, if I have another interface, another network is called DMZ network. DMZ, this is called what? DMZ, demilitarized zone. Demilitarized zone. So let's configure our DMZ interface. Show interface IP brief. Interface Ethernet 2. Name if DMZ I'm using. Now again, see, security level is what? Mustafa 0, Praveen 0. So if I have a same security level on two interfaces, then see, I told you, if you guys remember, wait. Onto this interface, we have a security level 100, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
On WAN interface, or you can say on Ethernet for
Zero.
security level 0. This is outside. DMZ side, if I'm using this DMZ keyword, so security level is 0 onto this interface. For example, Ethernet 2, security level is 0. So if two interfaces have same security level, for example, then they cannot communicate with each other by default.
Okay.
Because see, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. Lower to higher, everything is denied. But if two interfaces have same security level, they cannot communicate by default. If you want, you can. Okay, so that's why I'm using a different security level here. For example, onto this DMZ, I'm using security level 50. So how to change security level here? See, command is security level, and I'm using what? 50. See, if you type question mark, you can use a range in between 0 to 100, 50. Now IP address I can configure 60.60.60.1 255.255. No shutdown. Show interface IP brief. Now you can verify with show name if command. With show name command, you can verify your interface information on Ethernet 0. We are this interface 0 is now it's called inside interface. Security level is 100. Ethernet 1 is now is called outside. Security level is 0. Ethernet 2 is DMZ. Security level is 50. Clear on my point, everyone?
sir.
Clear
Yes, sir.
now? Okay, now see here what we have seen. So in case if I have a DMZ network, security level 50, inside security level 100, outside security level 0. Now, if I have another interface, this is called DMZ1. This is called DMZ2, for example. And onto this interface, I have a same security level. So I told you, same security level member, same security level interface cannot communicate with each other by default. If you want, I can show you how to communicate. You need a single command. But yes, they cannot communicate with each other. Because see, traffic is traveling via higher to lower, higher to lower, higher to lower, higher to lower, higher to lower. But same security level, they cannot communicate. Now, let's configure IP address onto this inside router because I want to access this Cisco ASA firewall box through telnet through SSH. Okay, so let's configure IP address here. Wait.
Mode for firewall mode. One is
Sorry?
router. One mode is router, right? What is the other mode?
Transparent mode, Mustafa.
Transparent. Okay.
Transparent mode. Onto this inside interface, I have a IP address first. I'm configuring IP address 200, 200, 210, mask, no shutdown. Show IP interface brief. Ping 200, 200, 200.1. I'm trying to ping firewall interface on this router. So I'm trying to ping my directly connected interface, you can say. I'm getting reply, everyone, right? Rohan, Mustafa, Praveen, Sachin. It's a basic connectivity. It's a direct connectivity. So yes, I can ping. So to the firewall box, my point is what? To the firewall box. It's not through the firewall box. Right now, it's a to the firewall box, not through the firewall box. So to the firewall box, ISMP traffic is allowed by default. See, I can ping. To the firewall box, ISMP traffic is allowed onto this interface. But in case if I'm trying to access telnet, 200, 200, 200 dot. So telnet is not enabled. Telnet is not enabled. What you can do on your firewall box, you can go on your firewall box. You can use a command, it's called telnet. And now you can type question mark. You can define here your specific host information or subnet information. See, IP address of the host and or network authorized to log into the system. So right now, as per my topology, I'm trying to configure only this specific machine. You can say trusted host, you can define here. Only this specific host 200, 200, 210 can access. So for this single IP address, I'm using subnet mask /32. In case if you want to allow complete subnet, so 200, 200, 200.0 /24, 255, 255, 255.0. You can define, but right now I want to allow this specific machine. So 200, 200, 210 /32. And this machine is participating in, or you can say it's a part of inside network. Done. Now you can set password. Password is called CCIE123. Now let's try to access again. Telnet. Password is CCIE123. I can access telnet. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर सर सिस्को एसे में जो टेलनेट है वो बाय डिफॉल्ट मतलब
वो इनेबल
डिसेबल है
रहता
ना
है, बस पासवर्ड सेट करना।
ओके
सिस्को एएसए में सिस्को एएसए के अंदर इनेबल नहीं होता, आपको डिफाइन करना होता है। राउटर के अंदर टेलनेट इनेबल होता है, सिर्फ आपको पासवर्ड सेट करना होता है। वन
एंड सर पिंग तो इनेबल था ना बाय डिफॉल्ट?
यस, by default ping service is enabled on data interface by default.
ओके बट ये पिंग जो है सर वो हर एक फायरवॉल पे इनेबल था ना?
नहीं, अदर वेंडर्स पे अलग है। आपको 48 पे आपको याद हो, आपके बैच में 48 में क्या है कि ऑन डेटा इंटरफेस ऑन 48 ओनली पोर्ट नंबर 1 पे सर्विसेज इनेबल होती है, बाकी पोर्ट्स पे नहीं होती।
हाँ हाँ सर,
you have to enable services, कोई सर्विसेज इनेबल नहीं होती। on Palo Alto nothing is allowed on any services. आप मैनेजमेंट प्रोफाइल बनाते हो, याद है आपके Palo Alto वाले बैच में? आप Palo Alto में क्या करते हो? आप मैनेजमेंट प्रोफाइल बनाते हो ना रोहन?
यस सर।
जिसके अंदर आप सर्विसेज अटैच करते हो। सचिन, आपने Palo Alto में देखा हुआ है?
करेक्ट सर।
सेम। रोहन, क्लियर नाउ?
हाँ सर।
यस, ओके। सर यस सचिन,
एएसए में सभी पोर्ट पे अलाउड होता है?
यस, आप किसी पोर्ट पे चले जाइए।
ओके,
टू द फायरवॉल बॉक्स ट्रैफिक पिंग करते हैं, टू द फायरवॉल बॉक्स।
ओके सर।
Okay, now everyone, let's continue this topic tomorrow. Okay, everyone.
Okay sir.
Let's continue topic tomorrow.
Okay.
Discuss SSS option and other configuration. Bye guys, take care.
सर
Bye,
ऐसे
sir.
की इमेज शेयर कीजिए ना सर।
मैं शेयर कर दूंगा, मैं आज शेयर कर दूंगा, नो प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है?
एंड हाँ, एक और सर चीज था, वो अपना Palo Alto का ना लास्ट टाइम आपने अपलोड किया था ना लेक्चर, तो उसका प्रिविलेज का इशू है सर, एक्सेस नहीं मिल रहा है उसका। तो इस बार देखेंगे
लॉगिन पेज आ रहा है Palo Alto का?
सर नहीं आपने ये शेयर किया था ना, अपना जो लेक्चर शेयर किया था ना
हाँ
पिछले वीक का,
हाँ।
तो उसको हम लोग एक्सेस नहीं कर पा रहे। वो कुछ
कौन से बैच में?
सर अपना Palo Alto वाला बैच।
ओके, मैं एक बार देख लेता हूँ। ठीक है,
हाँ उस ग्रुप पे मैसेज भी किया हुआ है।
श्योर, मैं देख लेता हूँ, ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम।
ठीक है,
अभी मैं 1 बजे फ्री हो जाऊंगा, मेरा कंटिन्यूस बैच है, 1 बजे मैं फ्री होकर फिर ये सब देख लूंगा, ठीक है?
हाँ सर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। तो फिर वो जब भी आप करोगे तो सर कल का लेक्चर भी अपलोड कर दीजिए।
श्योर, डन।
ठीक है सर, ओके सर, बाय
बाय एवरीवन, टेक केयर गाइस। मुस्तफा, रवि,
सर ये लेक्चर अपलोड कर दीजिए ना।
मैं अभी कर देता हूँ थोड़ी देर में, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
बाय
बाय सर।
बाय एवरीवन। Hello. Praveen, Rohan.
Sure.
Sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Let's start our session now. Port number 1K7. Okay, so remember our telnet configuration on Cisco ASA firewall box. How to enable telnet service on Cisco ASA. Remember, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So today we can focus on SSH configuration. Why SSH is required? Can anyone help me? I can access my firewall box through telnet, right? And telnet service I need to enable.
Telnet.
Yes, yes.
Sir, SSH is more secure than the telnet because we can easily check that IP address, port number, and all the things via using the Wireshark or other monitoring tool in the telnet service.
Yes, absolutely. See, with telnet option, telnet is not encrypted. It's not an encrypted communication. So if someone will sniff your traffic in between your this router and this firewall box, so yes, person can verify what traffic or what instruction it is traveling through the session. Okay, that's why I'm not using telnet. Let's go with the SSH configuration. So SSH is what? Secure cell. If you guys remember, telnet and SSH concept from CCNA classes. Same configuration we have on Cisco ASA. Same configuration. Can anyone tell me SSH port number?
22.
22. Okay. I'm configuring IP address on inside interface. Ethernet 0. Host name is ASA. Now let's go on to the router. Okay, so how to configure SSH on Cisco ASA firewall? Wait. So command is crypto key generate RSA. You can press enter. It will generate encryption key. Now you can configure username because SSH required username. Wait, I'm using same IP address. Okay, so username is required for SSH access. So username, for example, user5, password, user5, privilege 15. Privilege 15 means what? Full access. Done. Now you can use like telnet command, you can use SSH question mark. See, now you can specify the IP address or the host or network authorized to log into the system. So like telnet, I can specify here this 200.200.200.10. This IP address can access this firewall box through SSH connection. And this IP address is belong in inside network. One more command we can use because we have a user account in local database. That's why we can use a command AAA authentication SSH console. What console? Local database. Command is for AAA authentication SSH. For SSH console, I'm using local database. Why local database? Because we have a user account in Cisco ASF, our local database. That's why I'm using this instruction. If you type question mark here, for example, so either you can add your radius or TechX server information. Right now we have a user account. Yes, we have a user account on in local database, so we can go with the local keyword. Clear this command, everyone? Clear this command?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's try to ping. So ping 200 or 200 or 200 or 1. I'm trying to ping firewall device and I'm getting reply. Let's go with SSH. So SSH space -L. Now question mark, you can define username. Username is user5, and now you can specify IP address information. IP address is 200.200.1. Now password user5. Yes, we can access through SSH. It's clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
What about other, Mustafa?
Sir, SSH -L किस लिए है sir?
It's a command syntax. L means what? Wait. SSH question mark. You can use these options. So I'm trying to log in
Login using
username and
username.
password.
Okay.
That's why I'm using
Okay.
-L. Rohan, clear?
हाँ sir.
Okay, now so this is telnet and SSH. Now let's talk about the next concept here. Next topic is called routing implementation on Cisco ASA firewall. So now we can focus on static, default, and dynamic routing configuration. So please wait. I need to create a topology. Okay, let's focus on onto this topology. Mustafa, Parveen, Rohan, Sachin.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
let's focus on routing configuration on Cisco ASA firewall. So we have a small topology. Firewall with inside network, DMZ network, and WAN side. So first I will configure IP address on each interfaces. After that, we can go on to the routing configuration. Please wait. Let me do the basic configuration first.
So this DMZ and WAN will be in the same subnet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's configure our Ethernet 0. Name if inside IP address 200 dot 1.255/24. No shutdown. I'm using dot one on each interface. So Ethernet 1. Name if DMZ security level 50 IP address 10.1.23.1. No shutdown. Ethernet 2 name if outside 10.1.32.1 mask. No shutdown. Exit. Done. Let's go on to the router. Okay, now, Mustafa, Raveen, Rohan, Sachin.
Yes.
Now let's talk about static and default configuration on Cisco ASA firewall. So what I'm doing as per my task, what I'm doing, see, for inside network and for DMZ network, I'm trying to configure static routing. I'm trying to configure static routing. And for outside network, I will configure default. Clear the task, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Task is clear?
हाँ
Yes.
सर
Now let's move on to the Cisco ASA firewall box. So you can see as per our topology, we can configure static routing for inside and DMZ networks. So what is static routing syntax? Static, we need to create a route entry manually, right? Destination information manually.
IP
So
route.
here is a command, show route. Okay, before configure routing, you can verify your routing table information. The good thing with the Cisco ASA is what? You can use show command anywhere. I'm in global configuration and I can use show command. So show command you can use anywhere. Okay, that is a good thing with Cisco ASA. If you compare with the Cisco router, you can use show command on privilege mode, but here you can use show command on anywhere. So show route. So yes, we have only directly connected interface information 200 10.1.23 network, 10.1.32 network. So we have only directly connected interface information. Now let's configure route. And this is the syntax, route question mark. So it's asking for interface information. You are trying to configure static route, but for which interface? Inside DMZ interface or outside interface. So I'm trying to configure for inside network, inside interface. Or inside, you can see inside network, we have a root 1.1.1 mask and gateway 200.200.10 router IP address. Yes or no? Mustafa, Praveen, Sachin, Rohan.
Yes.
Simple.
No, sir.
Now press enter. Now let's configure static route for DMZ network. So root DMZ 2.2.2.2 mask and now 10.1.23.10. Now root outside any network with any mask 10.1.32. So either you can use any network, any mask like this, or you can go with this syntax. 0 means any network, 0 means any mask. Now you can define next hop IP 32.10. Done. Now you can verify your configuration, show route. So yes, we have some route. We have route, static route entry, and what? Default route entry. So static route and default route. Let's verify connectivity. If I have a route in my routing table, so from firewall, I'm trying to verify my connectivity. So ping 1.1.1, ping 2.2.2, ping 3.3.3. Yes, I'm getting a reply. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर
So what I'm doing, I'm trying to ping from Cisco ASA firewall device, right? I'm trying to ping from Cisco ASA firewall device. Okay, let's go on to this inside router. So from routers, okay, R1, R2, R3. What I'm doing into this topology from R1, R2, and R3, I'm trying to configure default route. For basic connectivity, I'm trying to configure default route from R1, default route from R2, default route from R3. Let's configure. So IP route, I'm not creating all the entry manually. That's why I'm using default routing from each router, on each router. So any network, any mask, 200, 200, 200.1. Let's go on to the R2 router. IP route any network with any mask 10.1.23.1. IP route any network with any mask 10.1.32.1. Done. Now let's initiate our traffic. Everyone from inside, I'm trying to initiate my traffic. If you check routing table here, Mustafa, if you check routing table here, you can see there we have a default route, right? Rohan, Sachin, Mustafa.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So for any destination, gateway is firewall. And on firewall, if you check, yes, you have a route. You have a route. So now let's go on to Cisco let's go on to the R1 router. And I'm trying to travel through the firewall box. I'm trying to travel. So from R1, I'm trying to ping 3.3.3.3.3. I'm trying to ping. So syntax is what? Traffic is traveling from higher security level to lower security level. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I'm trying to initiate my traffic. I have a route, so I'm trying to initiate my traffic. So let's go on to the R1. Let's ping. So I told you, remember guys, traffic is by default enable or allow from higher security level to lower security level. By default, traffic is allowed, right? Mustafa, Praveen,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sachin, Rohan. By default, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level, but I'm not getting reply. So remember, always only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed. From higher security level to lower security level, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed.
So we
This
have to
traffic
enable
is
the
not
ping.
allowed. Yes, Sachin? Yes.
So we have to enable the ping command, like ping services in the ASA.
I'm not trying to enable right now, okay? But,
Okay.
but I'm trying to tell you the default option.
Okay. Okay.
Right now, see, as per our discussion, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level, but if I'm trying to ping, I'm not getting reply. It
Yes.
means, see, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. So I cannot ping, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
I cannot ping, but in case if I'm trying to access telnet, so telnet is what? Telnet is what? TCP traffic or UDP traffic?
TCP.
TCP, right? So now I'm trying to initiate telnet traffic. Let's configure telnet here on R3 router. On R3. Now let's go on to this inside router. Telnet 200 3.3.3.3. Password is what? Password is CCIE123. CCIE123. Yes. I cannot ping, Mustafa. I cannot ping, but I can access telnet.
Yeah, the ICMP is not allowed.
Yes, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. Now, let's verify other information. So from outside, this is outside router, Sachin. If
Yes,
I'm trying to ping from outside, if I'm trying to ping 200 or 200 or 200 or 10, if I'm trying to ping. Lower to higher, everything is denied. If I'm trying to ping, I cannot ping. And if I'm trying to access telnet, I cannot access telnet. Clear now? So from lower security level to higher security level, everything is denied.
Everything is done. Correct, sir.
Okay, in case if I want to allow, then in case if I want to allow traffic from lower security level to higher security level, I want to allow traffic from WAN to LAN. So yes, we need to configure
रूल
ACL.
करना पड़ेगा.
Sorry?
रूल क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा.
Exactly. We can create ACL rule, access control list. So now, but right now our focus is on routing concept. So I hope it's clear how to configure routing. Everyone,
Sure, sir.
static and default routing. Let's go on to the firewall box and now show run route. Let's verify our routing entry. So we have 3 entry: route outside, route inside, and route DMJ. So let's erase this configuration because now we can implement our dynamic routing option like RIP, OSPF, and EIGRP. So no, see. So you have 2 options. Either you can use no command and copy this line and paste it. So if you have 100 entry, then you need to delete each entry like this. But in firewall, we have an option. We can use clear command. Clear configure route. So I want to clear all the entry which start with. If any command start with the root, I want to clear. So clear configure route. Press enter. Done. In a single line, now you can verify here. Show run route, no entry. Show route, no entry. Only directly connected interface information. I hope it's clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's configure RIP option. So RIP is very simple. Okay, let's configure RIP. So first I'm trying to delete entry. Let's configure RIP on router. So router RIP version 2. 200 no, on outside router 10.1.32.0 network 3.3.3.3 no auto sampling. Let's go on R1 R2 router RIP version 2 network 10.1.23 network and 2.2.2. No auto sampling. R1 router RIP version 2 network 10.200 network. Now let's go on firewall. Router RIP version, it's the same, just like a router. Router RIP version 2 and now 200.0 another network 10.1.23.0 and 10.1.32.0 no auto sampling. Done. Let's verify our routing table. Show route command. So we are receiving route from R1, see, from inside network, DMZ network, and outside network. This is AD value, and this is what hop count. So I have a route. So in case if I'm trying to ping 1.1.1.1, I'm getting reply. Ping 3.3.3, I'm getting reply. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I hope it's clear how to configure
sir.
it. Let's move on to the EIGRP. Wait. No router rip. Let's configure AIGRP. Router EIGRP 10 autonomous system number. 10 is for autonomous system number. 10 200.200.200.0 wildcard mask. Network 1.1.1.1 wildcard mask, no auto summary. Let's move on. R2, no router rip. Router AIGRP 10.1.23.0 2.2.2.2
Wildcard mask.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
2.2.2 wildcard mask, no auto summary. Let's move on R3 now. So no router rip. Router EIGRP 10 network 10.1.32.0 wildcard mask network 3.3.3 wildcard mask no auto summary. Let's move on Cisco ASA firewall box. Router AIGRP 10. Now on Cisco ASA firewall, here is a difference, okay? On Cisco ASA firewall box, I'm trying to advertise my network. I'm trying to advertise 200 network, 23 network, and 132. So here there's no any wildcard mask concept, Mustafa, Raveen, Rohan, Sachin.
Okay, sir.
Here there's no
Okay.
any wildcard mask concept. If you want to advertise anything, you can use your mask. For example, 200.0. If I'm trying to advertise this, so I need to define mask here. Firewall Cisco ASA firewall box don't know wildcard mask. It works with mask only. So now done. Network 10.1.23.0 mask. Now network 10.1.32.0 mask. Done. Now let's verify routing table. Show route. Show route. We are receiving route. And now, in case if you are trying to ping 1.1.1.1, you are getting reply. Ping 3.3.3, we are getting reply. Simple. AIGRP configuration.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let's go on OSPF configuration. No router AIGRP 10. No router AIGRP 10. Now, router OSPF process ID, and I'm trying to advertise all the devices into area 0. In your lab, in your practical, you can create multiple areas like area 0, area 10, area 20. You can create, no problem. But right now, I'm trying to advertise all the routers into area 0. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, so 200.0 wildcard mask area 0. Network 1.1.1 wildcard mask area 0. Done. Let's move on R2. No, okay. Router OSPF. Two dot two wildcard mask area. Now R3 router OSPF 5 10.1.32.0 wildcard mask area 0 network 3.3.3 wildcard mask area 0. Now let's go with the Cisco ASA firewall box. Router clear configure router. So no, we can verify a thing. No configuration. So router OSPF 5 200 200.0 and mask. You don't know anything about wildcard, so you can define mask to advertise your network. So 200.0/24 area 0. Network 10.1.23.0 mask area 0. Network 10.1.32.0 mask area 0. Done. Now let's verify our route information. So please wait. This will take time. So we are receiving routes from inside network, but I'm looking for outside and PMjet also. Show OSPF neighbor. So we have 3 neighbor information. And show route. Yes. Clear how to configure routing on Cisco ASA firewall?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everyone.
sir.
Now we can focus on the next topic. It's called ACL configuration on Cisco ASA. But not today. Tomorrow we can start ACL discussion. Okay. So please revise from CCNA class. Please revise your what is ACL concept, what is standard ACL and extended ACL. Please revise this concept because we can configure on Cisco ASA. Actually, we have 2 topics. ACL and advanced ACL option is called object group. Object group. It's not an object only, okay? Object group. It's called advanced ACL. So first we can focus ACL option, then we can go on to the object group configuration on Cisco ASA fab. Any question, Sachin?
No, sir.
Rohan. Everyone, let's continue our topic.
सर
Yes,
इमेज
Rohan.
चेक की इसकी और सर अपना जो फॉलो तो है ना उसके 10 लेक्चर ही अपलोड हुए हैं तो वो अपलोड कर दीजिए ना.
एक मिनट मैं अभी कर देता हूँ.
और तो सर